Hey there, Writers Society. It's time for us to start thinking about our second writing competition, which is National Council for English Teachers National Award that you can win for the Promising Young Writers competition. Now, this competition is different from the last one because to participate in this competition, you have to have 2 pieces of writing instead of 1. So one of these pieces of writing will be anything that you've written that you think is your best writing. And the other piece of writing has to be on the theme of the year. Now, the last 2 themes of the year have been pretty difficult and very vague, and I'm actually very excited about this year's theme because I think it will be a fun topic to write on. I think it's an important topic to write on, and I think that you guys can do something really special with it. So today what I'm going to do is take you through the parameters of competition 2, and then if you are interested in participating in this particular competition, I'm going to have you send me an email to writers.society@go-efsd.net and just tell me what you're thinking of doing for your best and themed writing. We are going to be working in Google Docs and sharing in Google Docs. Again, just like the last competition, so that I can go in and help you with some editing and with some revision comments in the margins. So let's take a look at the perimeters, all of the information that you need. I also have in Canvas on our front page, I have some links in there to the website, and then I have the important information kind of color-coded and broken down for you as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this competition. Promising Young Writers Program. The purpose of this competition is to stimulate and recognize the writing talents of 8th grade students and to emphasize the importance of writing skills among 8th grade students. So this competition is only open to 8th graders, and this competition is a nationwide competition. So every single year that we've participated in this, I've had a student win. And the prize for this is an online publication as well as a certificate, an award that says that you are a promising young writer of 2021, which is really special and will look fantastic on a college application in the future. So, taking a look at the deadline. The deadline for this is February 15th. The great thing about this competition is it does not have a submission fee, and also we won't have to generate those barcodes and print it out and mail it in. The submission for this process is electronic. It has to be submitted by a teacher, so you will be sending me your Word docs finalized, and then I will be turning it into a PDF meeting the parameters for the competition, and I have to send it in. Okay, so let's take a look at the themed writing. Again, you'll have 2 pieces of writing for this competition. One of them has to be themed on change. So, some years can be described in a word, and the events of 2020 have settled on one: change. Reflecting back on the civil rights movement in America in the 1960s, and across that bridge, life lessons and a vision for change, leader and politician John Lewis wrote, "Take a long, hard look down the road you will have to travel once you have made a commitment to work for change. Know that this transformation will not happen right away. Change often takes time." In 2020, we have been simultaneously isolated and drawn together by both the changes forced upon us and the changes we see fit to bring upon our internal and external worlds. Amidst these challenges, youth are looking down their roads. Many youth voices are taking the lead, while others are effectively collaborating to build momentum through various social, political, and environmental movements. This year, we also recognize anniversaries of historical change, their shortcomings, and their potential shapes in the future. Perhaps youth will take these events as cues to continue their commitment to social, political, and personal change. We invite you to write on the topic of change in a genre that best serves your message. Okay, so here's the thing about this competition. You have two pieces of writing. One is just a personal piece of writing. It could literally be anything: a short story, a poem, flash fiction, novel writing, any genre, fantasy, horror, comedy, memoir, anything. But whatever genre you write in for your best writing, you have to write in a different genre for the themed writing. So for example, let's say your best writing you did was a short story. Your themed writing can't be a short story. So it would have to be like an essay or a poem about change, or flash fiction about change. So you have to have two different styles or genres of writing represented in these two pieces. So you can write about change in any context that you want to. You could write poetry about change and how it's positive. You could write a little story that shows the importance of change and what it can do for someone. Or you could write an essay and analyze change, either in the history of the US or like where we're going and what we need to change. It's really up to you. You have lots of options of things you can do with this. So the thing I like about Promising Young Writers is they provide you with some optional prompts. You don't have to use any of these, but it's a good starting place. So if you are wanting to participate in this and you're like, I don't know what to write about with change, here are some options. Again, you don't have to write on these topics. It's just to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So here are some suggestions. Agents for change. The above introduction speaks of movements towards collective change. However, these often consist of individuals determined to make a personal change. What acts of change have you experienced or witnessed that have influenced who you are? What is the change trying to be brought about? Why is this work important? What are or were the costs and benefits of working for this change? If writing about another person, how and why does this person inspire you? So honestly, looking at this would be a perfect kickstart for a memoir, a personal memoir, or a short anecdote. So you could think about a big change in your life and how it's impacted you and why it was important, and you can write about it as a memoir. That could be really cool. So that's one option. Change forced upon you. Many times young people have felt harm from changes in multiple areas of their lives. When was a time where undesirable change entered your life? What was this unwanted change and how did it cause issues in your life? What would you like to say to an individual who didn't consider your views when making a change? How have you overcome this undesirable change? This one's not my favorite out of the prompts because this one kind of focuses on the negatives of change. You can use this if you want to. I think this one kind of lends itself well to epistolary writing, and epistolary writing is letter writing. So it might be kind of cool for you to write to an individual who like forced a change upon you, and that would be something that would be different than probably a lot of the submissions that the National Council is going to be receiving. So letter writing is a great option. Okay, let's take a look at some other options. Envisioning change. Across the globe, people are recognizing many changes in our everyday lives. How do you recognize change? What is something that needs to be changed at the local, national, or global level? Why does this need to be changed? How would this change improve your life or the life of others? In turbulent, uncertain times, how can we envision a world where necessary changes take place? Why is this reimagining crucial? So if you're in my writer's workshop rotation class right now, this is perfect because it literally goes in hand with what we're doing with critical citizenship. So with this prompt, you could really imagine or really brainstorm what are some issues that you're seeing today in the communities that you're a part of. And this could be small scale, like issues that you're seeing in Elizabeth Forward, in the school, in the township. This could be a little bit bigger. What are some issues in the city of Pittsburgh that you're seeing? Looking at bigger scale, what could be some issues we're seeing in the state of Pennsylvania? Or like broad scale, what are some issues that you see in the United States right now that our nation is facing? And proposing some solutions. What do you think we could do to fix these problems and to alleviate the suffering of others and to make sure that everyone is living their best lives? So this one really could be any genre. You could write a short story that recognizes changes that need to be made. Perhaps you could focus on creating a character who is struggling with an issue that is relevant in the US right now, and really shed light on that issue. And that could be interesting. Or, if you're into poetry, this could be a great topic for poetry, where you could write a poem about the issues that we're facing in the nation right now, and kind of end on a positive note where you have a stanza that's really like looking at a hopeful future and proposing some solutions, or ending with just some hope. So that's another option. And then this is the last one that they provide. Again, you don't have to write on these topics. You could kind of go in your own direction with change and the importance of change and the positive impact of change. But here's the last one they provided. How does change inspire hope? I love this one because it's positive. How does change help you to imagine what can be? Does all change result in external or visible changes? If a change is it change if no one can observe it? When does change become necessary? When have you been challenged to make changes in your life that you resisted at first, but ultimately understood it was time to do things differently? How do you encourage others to make similar changes? How can we support one another in a time of uncertainty? So this one kind of explores the topic of physical change that we can see, and then change that happens that's not really perceivable. So what does that mean? Internal change. So sometimes you go through things in life and it changes the way you think about things, or it changes your attitude towards things, or it changes your outlook on life, or it changes your opinion of something. So this one is more abstract, which I really, really like. I think it's interesting. So again, this one's kind of multi-genre geared, where you could really tackle this from any angle. You could write a short story about someone who goes through something and then experiences an internal change, either in their thought processes or their mood or their attitude or their vision about something. Or again, poetry is always a good choice for this, because you can make something really impactful. So those are some writing ideas. Those are some sparks for you. You, again, don't have to write on those, but those are some starting places if you want to participate and you're not really sure where to begin. So I'm going to skip the teacher part here, and let's take a look at timelines. The deadline for this, February 15th. They are not accepting late work, obviously. This website, I have this website posted in Canvas, and I'll show you that in a second here, but this website has award-winning submissions from last year. So if you want to take a look at some work from 8th grade students who were accepted into this program and were like labeled promising young writers, then you can click on that link, scroll down here, and we have a piece by Selena Chen and then David Yun, who were really, really highly scored. Okay, eligibility. You have to be an 8th grade student to participate in this. Students may not self-nominate. That means I have to go through the process of submitting your work and nominating you. Here's kind of the catch here. I can only submit a couple of students' work for this based on how many kids are in 8th grade in our school. So we have about 200 8th graders, so I'm allowed to select 2 nominees. So I'm gonna have, if I have more than 2 students who want to participate in this, I'm gonna have you just assume that I'm sending it and then work your hardest. I'll take a look at the submissions and then I'll choose the strongest 2 portfolios to send in. But if I only have 2 students, then there's no issues there. Okay. Again, you have to have 2 pieces of writing. We have the best writing, which can be anything: poetry, narrative, argumentative, expository, memoir, whatever. And then the themed writing, which has to be on change. And again, that could be any genre as well. However, your best and your themed writing can't be the same genre. So if you wrote a poem for your best writing, your themed writing cannot be a poem. It has to be something else. I don't want you to worry about this formatting, like page numbers must appear in the upper right hand corner and it has to be 11 or 12 point font, double spaced, and a PDF, and it has to have, I'll take care of all of that, so don't worry about that. The awards results are announced in May. Students judged for their superior writing are awarded a certificate of recognition, which is provided to the nominating teacher to present to the student. In addition, their name and school's name will appear on the National Council for Teachers of English website. All nominated students will receive a certificate of participation, which is provided to the nominating teacher to present to the student. Also, your work will be published on their website, as you can see, because we just saw those 2 students' work was published right there. So, yeah, so you can go in and even see like 2020 award recipients. If you click on our state, Pennsylvania, this is national. So if you win this, you will be nationally awarded. So here you can scroll down and see in Pennsylvania the schools that were awarded. We did not participate in this last year, so we aren't on here. But 2021, let's do it. Okay, so it says award winners throughout the year, so you can explore that. We're definitely in there, Elizabeth Forward. So just taking a look real quick at Canvas. Writers Society. Okay, I have this video in here. This goes over how to collaborate with me on Google Docs. So if you haven't yet done that, you can watch this video and it will walk you through the steps of doing that. Meeting descriptions, I've been updating with stuff that we've been doing with our meetings. So there's a lot of resources in here to kind of inspire you. So if you haven't looked at inner monologues, that might be really cool for this themed writing. If you haven't looked at palindromes for poetry, that could be absolutely mind-blowingly incredible for the poem. If you're doing change as a poem, oh my gosh, if it was a palindrome, woo, that'd be sweet. Take a look at that. Okay, so now under competitions, we have competition 2. Right here is the link to the website. Again, we have to have 2 types of writing. I have the deadline there. Our prompt is change, so I put in some different things that you could do as a springboard. I have the award specifics. You need both a best piece of writing and a themed piece of writing. And then, yeah, all of this is in here. So what I'm going to have you guys do is think about change. Think about what you want to do. Think about if you want to participate, what are going to be your 2 pieces for your portfolio? What are the genres going to be? And then if you are participating in this competition, I want you to send me an email so that I can start helping you to brainstorm and organize. So those of you who are participating in Promising Young Writers, we are going to Zoom together and meet together next Wednesday to talk one-on-one about your ideas. So if you want to start writing up some stuff in Google Docs and then sharing it with me, I'll be able to have like a jump start on your ideas and take a look at what you kind of want to do with it. And then, yeah, we're going to do that. So we're in January, so for those of you that participated in the last competition, Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, we are anxiously awaiting news to see if we have any winners there, and the winners are announced in January this month. So keep checking your email. I'll keep checking my email. We'll see if we have any winners with that, but if we participate in this one, then we could, have some credibilities and some online published work in this competition. And the difference is this one is a national competition, which is super cool. Okay, so hopefully you guys are inspired by this competition and you have some ideas flowing. If you have any specific questions about the competition or you just want to run some ideas by me, again, send me an email at writers.society@go-efsd.net. I'm here to help you. I want to help you. All right, I will check back in with you, Writers Society, next Wednesday, which is January 13th. All right, see ya. Good luck writing.